Hello, this is Matt from tracyandmatt.co.uk, and here I am with the new iPad, or the third generation iPad, or in fact iPad 3 as many people are calling it, but in fact it's really just called the new iPad. I'll do a quick unboxing video for you here. It's the first time I've actually looked at it myself. So we have, this is a Wi-Fi 64 gig, Wi-Fi and 4G 64 gig model, and it's in black, so we're going to have a look inside. Case is it on the box is exactly the same really as last year's model, the iPad 2. Inside, the iPad itself sits immediately on top with plastic cover all the way around it for transit and packing. That's it in 1 second. In the box we have the same power adapter, so plugging into there like so, with the USB connector or USB socket on that side. It's a 10 watt USB power supply, so exactly the same as previous iPad models. Let's pop that back in there for the moment, for keeping it all neat. Then we have USB to dock connector cable, which we can use with our PC, Mac, or indeed the charger that comes with it. And then we have a very small packet here which has a tool there for actually popping out the SIM card tray, and a very briefest of instructions and user guide there to actually get us up and running. The thing with the iPad and iPhones, don't really need too much of a manual, because they're so easy to use, pretty intuitive, in fact beyond intuitive. Even a 2-year-old can use one. Right, so let's put that out of the way for a moment and just peel the plastic off here. Take a look. So there we go. As you can see quite clearly, this is the black model. Same size basically. We have a 9.7 inch display. Dimensions 241.2 millimeters on the sort of longest or widest edge there, as you can see. 185.7 on the shorter, and it is 9.4 millimeters thick. That's actually slightly thicker than the iPad 2 by I think it's 0.8 millimeters, or 0.8 of a millimeter. Is a little thicker, and it is actually a little heavier. 652 or 662 grams for the 4G version that I have here. So it's around just over 50 grams heavier than the iPad 2. We do have a forward-facing eyesight camera, which is a slight increase and upgrade, and then we have the standard home button on the bottom there, as you can see. Looking elsewhere around the device, we have the SIM card tray there in pretty much the same place. Dock connector on the bottom, again straightforward, no changes to the dock connector. There's the loudspeaker grill just to the side, and then on the other side we have the switch and the volume control. Switch acting as either a lock, rotation lock, or mute, depending upon the configuration you have it set up in the software. Then on the top we have the power button, microphone, and also the 3.5mm headphone connector, which will actually accept a wired headset, so if you want to plug in a microphone and headset you can do so. Then on the back is the other change that we have, which is the 5 megapixel autofocus camera. Same camera and 5-element design as from the iPhone 4S, which were launched obviously recently, so that's there also. Back to the front, the display, well, that's a change that everyone's going to really know about. Same size at 9.7 inch, but it's using new IPS technology, and it is 2048 by 15,036 pixels. Massively high resolution, frankly. Nothing is even close to this on the market. Apple have really sort of romped ahead. They've got to be at least a year ahead of anybody else in terms of number of pixels in that display. Beyond high definition. In fact, ironically, if you were to watch 1080p high def footage on this screen and fill the screen with it, it would be upscaled, which is a really impressive claim. In terms of rest specification, quick rundown. It's got the new A5X processor, which is actually dual core CPU and quad core GPU, which is a little bit confusion around the web a little bit at the moment. It's not a quad core CPU, it's dual core CPU, which is effectively the same sort of CPU as as in the iPad 2, but it's the GPU that's really different, the quad-core GPU. Wi-Fi supports 802.11b, G and N standards. It's got Bluetooth 4 technology and also 4G and 4G LTE support there as well. It's basically all bands. It'll work everywhere on anything, data only. 5 megapixel camera on the back, as we already mentioned, which is pretty cool. Battery's also different. It's actually now a 42.5 watt battery, which is almost twice the capacity of the iPad 2, but gives us the same battery life in terms of usage. It's still 10 hours, which it basically does sort of explain partly the fact that the LCD screen in there is going to be drawing a bit more power, and also so will the processor and GPU be drawing a bit more power. In terms of the covers, the iPad Smart covers are the same pretty much as previously, or they are indeed the same. Some new colours have been made available recently. So I have the grey, just pull out of its packaging. So I have the grey here. It has a soft grey on the inside, the part that touches the screen. Then on the outside, it's basically like a PVC cover on the outside. So that's the grey, and simply, like before, just goes on like so, and the magnetic strip on the side holds it all in place. And then obviously if we want to remove it, we can do so and pop it back on, easy peasy. Roll the cover back to give us a stand that way, or indeed that way if we want to, and then simply unroll the cover. It's exactly the same as the previous model, as you can see there. Right, so I'm going to move that one out of the way for a second. I do have a white one as well that we can also have a quick look at. This is Tracy's white iPad. This is a 32 gig Wi-Fi only model. So just pop out. Everything else obviously exactly the same in the box. Spec wise, exactly the same with the exception of the 4G. And looks quite attractive in the white. Not to my taste, but I can see why Tracy would like it. And she has herself a lovely pink cover, which we're just going to unpack and attach for her. One thing that changed recently with the smart covers is that the inside is the same colour as the outside. So previously the pink cover had a grey inside, and pretty much all of them had the grey inside, even the leather ones. Now they are matching colours. Express cover goes, the smart cover goes on the side again, rolls up, and as you can see, Tracy's already been using hers, so that's already set up. The display literally is the first time I'm personally seeing the display. It's pretty awesome. The font is so smooth, and the icons are fantastic. I mean, it's really hard to describe, quite frankly. Unless you can see this for yourself, you're not really going to appreciate it. Even coming up really close with a video camera isn't really going to do it justice. But we can pop into browser. We're not connected to Wi-Fi here just at the moment, but we can connect to the Wi-Fi. Let's do that. And we have quite an incredible keyboard again. I mean, it's really hard to describe. Everything's so much smoother, sharper, and easier to see. Color gradation, again, because there's more pixels in order to do the shading on the keys, is really cool. So let's just go over to our site. In fact, I obviously have typed that into the search bar rather than the address bar. Speed wise, well, we're working over Wi-Fi, so we'd expect it to load pretty quickly. Indeed, it is loading pretty fast. And the page is there loaded. The font really is, and text where it is all about in terms of the quality. It's so incredibly sharp and smooth. It will make reading through iBooks or indeed your Kindle app will make it an absolute pleasure, I'm sure. So that's really quite cool, and we can zoom right in. There we go, and you can see the text. Well, I can't even get close enough with the camcorder in order to show that off, but very, very, very good indeed, and still fitting full page, as you can see. Excellent. Well, I mean, there's going to be plenty of things that we could talk about. I could go on all day. I know there's going to be plenty of these unboxing videos and demo videos on the web, so let's keep mine a little bit short and sweet. One thing I will just quickly show you is a comparison with the iPad 2, and just turn that off for a moment. Let's get the new iPad. As you can see, mine's quite loved and used, a little bit dirty, but I'm just going to do them kind of back to back. Oh, in fact, let's turn that around, do them front to front, so you can see the thickness difference. Maybe pretty hard to tell, actually. There is a little difference, but it's really not obvious. Perhaps more so. You place an edge like so. There is a small difference in thickness. So there we go. That's a quick tour of the new iPad. We'll talk about it a little bit more over the coming weeks, and I guess we're going to be talking on podcasts and everything else. So please do check it out. If you want to ask me any questions, please follow me on Twitter. That's twitter.com/TracyandMatt, or facebook.com/TracyandMatt.co.uk. If you want to ask me anything about this, I'm really happy to answer any questions you may have, or if you want to see any demos or other videos, please just let us know. I'll be back soon with some more videos and reviews on TracyandMatt.co.uk, but for now, thanks for watching.